Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without authorization of the copyright holder. This infringement of copyright is called fair use, and is allowed for purposes of criticism, news, reporting, teaching, and parody. This means you. Here's Wabbit. It's a show. Yeah, look, I don't have any huge problems with Wabbit. On the contrary, it's a pretty humorous show that leaves me laughing while I watch it through and through. It really feels like the old 1940s Merry Melodies series, just with a new updated culture, so we can see episodes like Worldwide Wabbit, which is a story based on the internet. So yeah, I'll be reviewing the whole show as it is currently, instead of individual episodes, kinda like my Brickleberry review, but better. Consider it a first. So where do I start with the show? I guess the premise is a good place to start. So unlike most other Looney Tunes productions, this one is entirely centered around Bugs Bunny, which is both a good and bad thing. It can be a good thing because, let's be honest, Bugs Bunny is a good character. He's able to play around the scenarios he's in and certainly find comedy in places that aren't his norms. That said, Bugs Bunny is a character that can only do so much with that. And what I mean by this is this show quickly recycles ideas and kind of becomes another Dan Versus, as Bugs Bunny often finds issues with some guy who did something wrong and hijinks ensues. And while that works for Dan Versus because it's pointless small things and it kind of gets blown over to a huge extent, the premise doesn't work for this show because the wrongdoings are pretty big, which I suppose does make it more justified, but slightly less enjoyable. I feel like they could have fixed this if they tried utilizing more than just Squeaks, Bigfoot, and Yosemite Sam. Just look at the episode Leaf Fit Alone, where Wile E. Coyote tries to get a leaf out of his yard and goes more and more extreme as the leaf bothers him. I mean, it still contains Bugs Bunny, but not as the main focus, and I feel like in the future more of those episodes would be welcome, as extra Looney Tunes do have varying personalities, and it'd be nice to see them appear. Now that the negatives have been said, I really enjoy the show. From the humor of the slapstick that really feels like the old cartoons, it's timed right. It goes back to the old cartoon logic that Merry Melodies perfected to an extent and utilizes the stretch and squeeze style when need be. So I guess what I'm saying is imagine Dan Versus with the logic of old cartoons and you have Wabbit. Also, when it's not being Dan Versus, the show can be very much more entertaining in a different way, such as a few Yosemite Sam episodes like The Ringer and previously mentioned Worldwide Wabbit are episodes that are in the original Looney Tunes style. You know, Bugs is put into danger, albeit very minor danger in the case of Ringer and Worldwide Wabbit, as Bugs does his thing and tortures them until the danger is gone. These episodes I feel are better just because it opens up for a lot more good slapstick than the verses or the episodes that focus mainly on what's going on, because those episodes are probably best from a story perspective and not much else, unless we're talking the Bigfoot-centered episodes, in which case those can fucking die in a fire. Anyway, yeah, that's my opinion on Wabbit, at least a very condensed thought process. The episodes are too short to review for a whole video like I originally planned, so I did my best to try to review the whole show. See you guys next time with me actually going back to my original style. Thank you guys so much for watching this review. If you guys liked it, give it a thumbs up. If you guys want to see more, hit that subscribe button. And don't forget, there's a link below to a Facebook page that you guys can follow. Take care.